So I'm gonna come in here now, okay? Oh, there's one. That's the one. Now I'm gonna bring this leg up into extension. It's cracked, everything's a little cracking a little bit. And here's this one. Ooh. So I have John here today, and his wife Heather couldn't make it in, but she, I think, was the one who made the appointment, right?
Yes.
And then we have Teddy. Teddy, tell us the breed for people that don't know.
Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and he's 4.5.
Okay, good. Teddy really likes his tennis ball.
Yes.
So why did you bring him in?
He's been very, very kind of limping, lethargic, doesn't want to play with his ball. He lives to play with his ball. When we throw it, he goes and gets it once, comes back, won't do it anymore, can't jump on couches, beds, and has had a lot of trouble walking both up and down steps. And we've kind of, something's gone out before, he's been to chiropractors before, and so it seems like that's what it is. Something's out of
So
place.
he has been to chiropractors before. That's
Yes.
interesting, right? Typically when he's feeling good though, he'll do more than one repetition with the fetch.
Oh, he'll go, he'll go till it gets too hot.
Yeah.
But, at least 15, 20
But
minutes.
now he's doing 1 or 2 times and giving up.
Correct.
That's a clue, right? And a lot of times people ask me, well, how do you know an animal needs to be adjusted? Usually the owner knows. They'll say he's doesn't jump up on the couch, or I touch his back and he winces, or he usually plays for 20 minutes without a break and now he plays for 30 seconds and quits. Those are clues. Socialization is also a clue. So if you have a cat that never comes out from behind the couch anymore, but used to mingle with the family or the other pets and doesn't anymore, that would be a clue. So there's a lot of indications, but the easiest way is just to ask the owner. Now you know. All right.
He's also winced a few times when I picked him up.
Yeah. Did you bring him to the vet or do any type of other care?
We did. We went to the vet because he every time he comes to New York, he tends to get diarrhea after a couple of days or a week or so. So he was super lethargic, didn't want to move. We took him to the vet. Vet said there's nothing wrong.
All right, one thing I noticed in his walk, I didn't see the limp at this exact moment, but his top line's a little rounded, so I'm seeing some rounding in here. And for a young dog that's only 4.5 years old, that's a little bit different in the top line. And the top line is the silhouette. So we say that a lot in horses. We look at the top line. If the top line is sunken, or if it's too up, or the neck is up and tense, it tells us a lot about how the horse is doing. But dogs also have that type of gait, that postural silhouette. And we look to see in the postural silhouette that I was seeing, even though his gait was without a limp in this exact moment, was that he was humped a little bit here at the transition level between where the thoracics and the lumbars begin. So let's turn around and see if he still has the ball in his mouth. Oh, and you do. I didn't even know you had the ball in your mouth. Do you think I could work with you today, Teddy? Would that be all right?
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. I like to ask, So the first thing I want to do is I want to check the upper cervicals, because sometimes when a dog jumps off of a couch or something, they get a little whiplash. And just checking range of motion. And I'm going to start up here at the atlas. Dogs have 7 bones in their neck. All mammals have 7 bones except manatees and sloths. But even a giraffe has 7 bones in their neck.
Okay.
Dogs and cats have 7, then they have 13, and then they have 7 lumbars. And humans have 7, 12, and 5. Horses have 7, 18 and 6. So it just depends on what breed you're working or species you're working on. But I'm up here at the atlas now, and it feels like it's a little out at C1, so I'm going to adjust it in 2 different directions. That's 1, and there we go, 2. Now let's see if the range of motion is, there you go, that's what we want. Good extension. I'm feeling the lower cervicals. I made a video course called howtomassageyourdog.com. I just made a new online course called How to Massage Your Own Dog. And it takes people through with no training how to work on your dog. And if you're watching, you start working on your own dog, you'll start to feel like little muscle knots. Like I can feel one here at the base of his neck, and I want you to feel that. And these are areas that we can work out. So we're with our dog anyway, we're watching TV anyway, or whatever the dog is doing when it's cuddling with you. You can start looking for muscle knots and rubbing them out, and it won't hurt the dog, and it'll really help. Sometimes you can get a lot to release. And this is not, instead of taking your dog to a vet, it's just like little maintenance. Because sometimes we have our same move. We just do this to our dog, but we don't do anything else.
That's
You know, we have our
what I do.
same famous moves, or we rub its belly, and those are great, never stop. But then you can also find stuff. So in the course, I teach people how to find the stuff and work on it. I teach you thumb techniques, I teach you massage techniques, and it's good to work on your dog throughout their years. And it'll be different when they're a puppy. They're going to squiggle and not move around. You can't maybe only massage them for 30 seconds. And then and I'm massaging them now, that's why I'm talking about it. And as they get older, they'll give you more and more access. Now he's letting me work on the base of his neck. And now I'm going to actually adjust that spot I showed you. There it goes. And that just clicked. That made a little, can you hear it? It made a little noise? Yeah. So now I'm going to come down between the upper thoracic. On horses and dogs, they call this the wither area. So now you're going to just hold the front. The harness right here where my fingers are. Good. And I'm going to reach under here. And I'm leaving the harness on so we have control. I don't want him to fall off the table. And unless I can't get to a spot, but right now I'm on T3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and they all feel good there. So we're not even going to adjust that area yet. But now I want to come down to this area is where I feel the roundness. So right in here. And did you notice when he walked? So a younger dog should be flatter here, a little flatter. And for some reason he's a little hunched and guarded, and it could be because he wrenched it somehow. And moving the table lower so I have better leverage. So I'm going to come in here now, okay? Oh, there's one. That's the one, okay. That was your bad spot. There's another little crack. Let me see your little tail. This is a percussive instrument. I'm going to do it with your arm. So that's his tender area. And now I'm going to start to move. Okay, that feels looser now. Good. Good. And now I'm into the lumbars. Teddy, you have 7 lumbars, okay? Humans have 5. There you go. You heard that little crack maybe. Now I'm going to bring this leg up into extension. It's cracking. Everything's a little cracking a little bit. Here's this one. And here's this one. Ooh.
Yeah.
There we go. Let me check your little kneecap. Bring the leg out. See, it gets a little twitchy there. Do you see it? So there's a little pain when I bring it into adduction. Yeah, that's a little bit there. So the hip is irritated. Sorry, Teddy, but I'm going to just try to loosen this up for you. Ooh, okay. Good. That one made a little noise too. Teddy's making little pops today. See the leg go? Can you see that, John?
Yes.
So I'm right on the hip. Okay, good. Let's try it now. We cracked again. Did you hear that?
Yep.
There it comes. Okay, good. We're also going to do, this one might make him yelp a little bit. It's called an AS ilium adjustment. So the ilium, or the front right part of his pelvis, is going anterior and superior, and on dogs we pull it back. So we reach under here, and it's like, may I touch your body?
Yeah, sure.
It's like in there where it's tender, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
nobody
sure.
wants to be touched there. So don't be surprised if he goes, "Ay!"
Hip
Okay.
flexor, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're right over the hip flexor. There it goes. Okay, but I had to do that, and that was actually an ASM ilium adjustment. So now watch the difference when the leg comes up, comes all the way up into an arabesque.
Okay.
So that was perfect. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Good. Well, let's get that ball again, and let's bring this leg up, and it comes all the way. Good. So I got both of those. Good. I think we're done.
Teddy, come on.
Come on. You're not the wrong way. Yeah. That's good. So he's got some song to him. Let's see what happens. Like you said before, John, it takes a day.
Yes.
But I got a lot of good stuff today. You look like you're running around with you. Look at happy and moving his tail's going. He might just be happy because the session's over. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
But Thanks, John.
Yeah, that
this
was great.
This is what I would do. Today and tomorrow, I would not run him off leash.
Okay.
Let's give him a day or two to integrate this.
Right.
And that means you can take him on a walk on a leash, but just don't let him do zoomies.
Right.
And don't instigate throwing the ball, making him go
Right.
into gallops.
Yeah.
Okay? And then in about 2 days, integrate it back in. But I would really onboard it with limitations.
Okay.
So you, let's say, even if he's in the mood, you do 3 minutes and stop. So set your timer
Right.
on your watch or your phone, and then say, "Come on, we're going to go back home." Then the next day you add a minute, and then add a minute, and add a minute. And if you onboard that way, it gives him confidence, but it also works with the potential inflammation that he had. Okay, and that's the idea. Thanks, everybody. Now I'm going to bring this leg up into extension. It's cracking. Everything's a little cracking a little bit. Here's this one. And here's this one. Ooh,